What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment, IG, TikTok bottom of the video, and we're just gonna hop right into it. So today we'll be talking about an amendment that was added to Lil Durk's um his murder for hire investigation from the Fed. So obviously this is an amendment coming from his way, Drew Finland, who is his lawyer. Now, if you are unfamiliar with Drew Finland, Drew Finland has he was Young Boy's lawyer in the Fed case, and the Utah case. So he's, Drew Finland, that nigga. I don't. Oh, he's a white dude, but he that guy. No, he's a great lawyer. So obviously, we all know the premise of Lil Durk's murder for hire. We know that this is what they're accusing him of is setting up to retaliate against Quando Rondo on them in LA, or at Beverly Hills, attempting to try to kill Quando Rondo and end up killing his friend Lil Pab allegedly. And obviously they got DD Brown Eyes, they got all of them on arrested, basically, saying that they were all, involved in this, saying that Dirk hired them and text messages and credit cards and things, that Dirk did all this. So yeah, we all know the basis of that. So let's get into what's new today. So what's new today in the amendment that Drew Finland has sent out is basically supposedly in the evidence that some of the evidence that the feds were using, and this is why it's always important when you hear that 98% conviction rate from the feds, that it's important to think that is a flawed number. Obviously we know it's a high conviction rate really because of how many people take their pleas, because all the bullshit that they hear the feds have that's not really legitimate. So I think Dirk is doing a great thing of taking this trial because, obviously it's the feds and the thing, but when I first, read into the case, it was just like, it felt like a lot of it was based on like text messaging and things of that sort, which I think for a murder for hire case like this, you need a little more evidence than that. But what they were trying to say is that on the Babyface, let me pull up the actual song title because I know it's Wonder Boy and something. Okay, so on the Babyface Ray song with Lil Durk, Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy. Now this is what Lil Durk say. Let me quote it because I know I'll top of my head, but let me quote it so I don't mess it up. This is the specific part that they're referring to, and then I'll tell the added on part. So this is the lyrics. Told them they gotta add it. Go. Got a location. Go. Green light. Go. 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 Look on the news and see your son. You screaming. No, no. And all them niggas that you hang with, you know. Gang shit. So that's the lyrics they're referring to. Now, what they're really referring to is the edits that my mixtapes and OTF edits put out, which is basically those lyrics and then the clip of Quando Rondo screaming no when Lil Pab died. So that's basically, that's the evidence that Drew Finland is trying to get thrown out. Basically, the argument that Drew Finland is with this, new amendment is saying that obviously that I just said there's my mixtapes and OTF edits, something, two accounts that have no real affiliation with Lil Durk. So them doing the scream like that shows that this is not something of OTF and of Lil Durk, so should not be something used in the case, as well as they also have a way to prove that that song was done way before the death of Lil Pab. Now, because if you go look it up, that album that the song's on, that Babyface Ray album, it didn't come out to December of 22, but obviously, as we know with music and a lot of things we heard from artists, people sit on music. So they have evidence and proof from the engineer, and gave timestamps all included, that this song was edited and done in January of 2022. And as we know, the little death of Pab occurred on August of 22. So 7 months. This song was done way before this actually happened. So this song was done before, as well as these are two accounts that don't have no affiliation with Lil Durk. That's the whole reason for the amendment. So that's really the basis of it. And obviously with this, that Lil Durk is trying to, that Lil Durk, Drew Finland, obviously with Drew Finland is trying to, get the whole thing thrown out because of this. But, obviously they probably won't throw out the whole case because it's a rapper and thing, but they'll definitely probably, try to get away from the lyrics, I would assume. The thing about the lyrics is and this is my personal opinion. I feel like we are going to get to the point with all these rappers that they're trying to, prosecute and, put in jail, that they're going to have to, stop using lyrics. Obviously, we already know that, some states have thrown that out, but this is the feds. So the feds were attempting to use some lyrics, and if this is, well, obviously it's true, he put in mimic, so it must have been in the discovery. So the fact that the feds were, I don't want to say it like that, but they were dumb enough. They were dumb enough to think that was the actual song instead of going to listen to the actual song or trying to put, actually think when the song came out and did, because at the same time you have to think about it a little different naturally, because it's not his song, so it's not coming out on his label, it's not under his. Obviously, he cleared the verse, but he doesn't know what somebody's going to do with that song. But so so obviously that should naturally make you think about it. Also, I just think with how we seen Young Thug, even though it was a state case, and now that we seeing Lil Durk, I feel like every time we end up, they attempting to use these lyrics against a rapper, it never goes well. I don't really remember off the top of my head, and let me know in the comments because I could be wrong. I just don't remember a time in my head these lyrics actually worked in the government's favor. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Obviously, on this side, I'm on the free Lil Durk side, but y'all know y'all niggas, gonna be the moral police in here. So fuck it. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG TikTok Bonneville, and we up.